Everybody stand for the prayer and let us feel the presence of the Lord. Kindly lead it, Miss Jasmine. Amen. Good afternoon, class. Before you take your seat, I want you to pick the pieces of paper under your chair, make your row straight, and have your chairs properly aligned. Thank you. Now take your seat. For your attendance, class secretary, is there any absent? None? That is great to hear. Continue that attitude. So in this class, I only have 3 rules. First, if somebody is talking, listen carefully. Second, if you have any questions or clarifications, just raise your right hand for you to be recognized. And the last and the most important rules is to respect each other into this 4 corner of our room. Is my rules clear? Very good. Now, before we go to our lesson, let's have first a recap of the discussion we had last meeting. So who can remember what was our lesson last meeting? Yes, Miss Hazel? That's correct. Last meeting, we talked about components of curriculum design. And what are the components of curriculum design then? Yes, Miss Anna? Very well. So welcome class to our lesson. So are you class excited? Wow, that's great to hear. To start with, are you familiar class with pick the word? 2 picks, 1 word. That is good to hear that all of you know it. Take a look at this. On this first activity, you guess the hidden words here by referring to these pictures. Okay, now this letter here below will serve as your clue in guessing the hidden words. You will combine the pictures to make a word. Let's start. Let's try the number 1. Yes, Carla. The answer is start. That's correct. Yes, Mary Ann. The answer is models. Very well. How about this one? Yes, Hazel. What's your answer? No, it's not. Can anyone else answer? Yes, Lizelle. The answer is implementation. That's precisely correct. Great job, Iris. Overcoming is indeed the correct answer. Yes, Roslyn. The answer is linkage. Great job. Yes, Kit. The answer is run. Very well. Yes, Mayette. The answer is leadership. That's correct. Yes, Hazel. The answer is organizational. You nailed it. Alright, let's do the next activity. The gibberish game. You will guess the letters to form the original word or phrase. So let's start. Jasmine, your answer is curriculum. That's right. Hazel? Development, exactly. And Anna? Course, excellent. Lizelle? Obstacle. Awesome. Carla? James, very good. Now, what do you think is our lesson for this afternoon based on these activities? Yes, Miss Tricia? Very good. Our lesson for this afternoon is all about models of implementation. But before we proceed to our lesson, let us have first the objective so that we will be guided as we go along to our discussion. Everybody, please read. Alright, thank you. When we say curriculum implementation, it is how teachers deliver instruction and assessment, how they plan or officially design course of study is translated by the teacher into syllabuses, schemes of work, and lessons to be delivered to students. In the classroom context, curriculum implementation means teaching what has been written in the lesson plan. So this involves the teachers using various instructional methods and strategies to deliver the content to the students. In a larger scale, curriculum implementation means putting the curriculum into operation with the different implementing agents. This includes not only the teachers but also school administrators, policymakers, and other stakeholders who are responsible for ensuring that the curriculum is effectively implemented. So curriculum implementation takes place in a class, a school, a district, a division, or the whole educational system. According to Ornstein and Hankins in 1998, suggests that curriculum implementation is the interaction between the written and planned curriculum and the people responsible for delivering it, namely teachers. So are we good with that? Okay, next is the model of implementation. Is the output created by one or more model developers who are skilled in translating an abstract risk model and its model of specification into computer code. Meaning, It is a computer program that is designed to implement a specific risk model based on a set of guidelines and specifications. And there are 5 models of implementation described by Ornstein and Hankins. Number 1 is the Overcoming Resistance to Change (ORC) model, Leadership Obstacle Course (LOC) model, Linkage model, Organizational Development model, and the Run Change Agent or the RCA model. On this first model, ORC stands for Overcoming Resistance to Change. Rests on the assumptions that the success or failure of planned organizational change basically depends on leaders' ability to overcome staff resistance to change. For example, it's the teachers, students, and the society in general. It is the nature of a person to be resistant to change because we are the creators of habit. Changes make us feel uncomfortable. It makes us feel less confident. This is true also when we talk about the implementation of new curriculum. ORC is a model that discusses the phases or the stages that teachers undertake when new curriculum is introduced to them. What are the challenges they are facing? Why they become resistant to innovations? More importantly, this theory also helps school administrators to identify reasons why teachers become resistant to change, letting them also realize the need to properly address these kinds of concern. So the following are its stages. Unrelated concerns. At this stage, teachers do not perceive a relationship between themselves and the suggested changes. At this point, when curriculum is made, the teacher complies with it but does not realize and even recognize its effect to them. They think that the change has no connection with them. For example, when K-12 curriculum was first introduced, there were teachers probably who just considered it as a part of their job but bore no impact to them personally. Second is the personal concerns. At this stage, the teacher will react to the innovation in relation to their personal situation. During this time, the teacher recognizes how the innovation in the curriculum could affect them. They become more curious about it and asking questions such as, what is it all about? And how will it benefit me? Therefore, when a new program is being launched, they would involve themselves in the activity. Number 3 is the task-related concerns. This stage relates to the actual use of the innovation. During the second stage, teachers' concerns focus more on the capacity and ability to cope with the demands brought by the innovation in the curriculum, as well as the availability of resources. For example, as teachers today experience the new normal in education. For example, is the blended, distance, flexible, or offline. Now, their personal concern is how to manage the innovation. They may ask questions such as, how can I properly assess my students' performance? What platform should I use? And how can I organize my modules? And the fourth one is impact-related concerns. The teacher at this stage will be concerned with how the innovation will influence others. This time, they will become more concerned with the students' learning. For example, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, students are required to study at home, right? Receive instruction online and essentially study independently using modules created by their teachers. So this situation has raised questions among teachers such as, can a student cope with the lessons on their own? Do students have reliable internet connections for our online classes? And will the modules be sufficient for students to learn everything about the course? So what does this ORC model tell you as a future teacher and school administrator? First, teacher must be adaptable and flexible because change is inevitable, especially in education. The educational system will always adapt to societal changes, and teachers must learn to cope with the demands brought by changes in the curriculum. Second is survey must be conducted among teachers or for needs assessment. In this way, school administrator may know what assistance they need to give to their faculty members to successfully initiate the new program. And school administrator must also be open to the idea that teachers are human beings who need time to prepare and adjust to changes. While teachers are adaptable, new skills and knowledge require time and training. Therefore, training programs are essential to help teachers adjust to changes in the curriculum next model. In the next model of implementation is the Leadership Obstacle Course (LOC) model. This model emphasizes the importance of understanding the extent of resistance among teachers towards a new program or innovation. To determine this, data must be gathered through 5 conditions. Organizational members must have a clear understanding of the proposed innovation. Individuals within the organization must be given relevant skills to carry out the innovation. Necessary materials and equipment for the innovation must be furnished. If necessary, the organizational structure must be modified to be compatible with the innovation. And the last is participants in the innovation must be motivated to spend the required time and efforts to make it a success. So by meeting these conditions, the model suggests that resistance to change can be minimized and the implementation of the innovation can be successful. So the LOC models views educational change as a sequence of 3 stages: incorporation, implementation, and initiation. So the first stage is initiation. The organization motivates participants to spend the required time and effort to make the innovation a success. The second stage is the implementation. So in this stage, the organization implements the new program or innovation. And the final stage is the incorporation. In this stage, the organization incorporates the new program or innovation into its existing system. So this involves introducing the new program to the organization and ensuring that organizational members have a clear understanding of the proposed innovation. And the third models of implementation is the linkage model. This model recognizes that there are innovators in research and development centers, universities, and other institutions who can provide valuable insights into the problems that arise from the implementation of new programs. So these institutions are referred to as the resource system, while the school is the user system. To be effective, there must be a link between these two systems. The resource system must identify the problems faced by the user system and analyze them. They must create appropriate strategies to analyze the cause and effect of the problems through a cycle of diagnosis and evaluation. So this helps to assess the educational package created by the user system. Thus, in the linkage model, the basic process is the transfer of knowledge. And the fourth model of implementation is the organizational development model. The organizational development model is a change strategy that aims to improve the operations and quality of interaction within the system. This model recognizes that organizations are complex systems with multiple components, including people, processes, and structures. The model focuses on improving the organization's ability to process information and facilitate change. It aims to create a more collaborative and supportive work environment where all members feel valued and are encouraged to contribute to the organization's success. And the last models of the implementation is the RCA model, or the Run Change Agent model. So this suggests that organizational dynamics are the primary barriers to change in an organization. This model emphasizes the importance of understanding the organization structure, culture, and the people involved in the change process to facilitate successful change. So to implement the RCA model, several factors need to be considered, including first, the characteristic of the proposed change. So it is essential to determine the nature and scope of the change and how it will affect the organization. This includes identifying the goals of the change, the resources required, and the potential risks and benefits. Second is the abilities of the academic and administrative staff. The RCA model recognizes that the success of any change effort depends on the skills, knowledge, and attitudes of the people involved. Therefore, it is necessary to assess the academic and administrative staff abilities and determine if they have the necessary skills and knowledge to implement the change. Third is readiness of the local community. The RCA model recognizes that the local community can play a critical role in the success or failure of a change effort. Therefore, it is essential to assess the local community's readiness to accept and support the proposed change. And the fourth is the organizational structure. The RCA model emphasizes the importance of understanding the organization structure and how it can facilitate or hinder change. This includes identifying the decision-making processes, communication channels, and power dynamics within the organization. So by considering these factors, the RCA model can help organization plans and implement change more effectively. So do all of you understand? If yes, clap twice. That is good to hear that all of you understand the models of implementation. So I am so happy that all of you understand our lesson today. So does anybody here have questions regarding about the models of implementation? None? Good to know. Okay, class, all of those everything you've done and observed are the models of implementation. So now, let's have some brave souls summarize these concepts yet again. So what are the 5 models of implementation? Yes, Rosalind. Very well. Then what are the developmental stages of concerns under the ORC model? Yes, Anna? Wow, that's right. Then what are the 3 stages of the LOC model educational change as a sequence? Yes, Iris? Wow, awesome! And what are the 4 implementation of RCA model? Yes, Hasmin? Exactly. That's it. Very good. And now, let's proceed to your evaluation. So this is multiple choice. I want you to select the best answer for each of the following questions. Do this for the remaining time. And for your assignment, please research one of the models of implementation and prepare a presentation that explain the following aspects of the model. So this should be passed by the next meeting. Thank you for your active participation today. Goodbye, class.